Hey, so I just finished watching Pinocchio, the Disney live action remake of their very amazing animated movie. And we can get that out of the way first. Of course, this live action movie adaptation cannot hold a candle to the animated. Not even close. They aren't even in the same ballpark. The animated version is so superior in pretty much every facet than this live action remake. But I feel like this Pinocchio live action remake might be the latest Disney live action remake. I'm gonna say that a lot apparently. That is worth watching. That doesn't say a lot because we still have like Aladdin and The Lion King out there. The Mulan, really terrible movies. But I didn't hate this. I think a lot of it is because of Tom Hanks. I'm not sure Tom Hanks is even capable of delivering a bad performance. I've seen someone saying that he felt checked out. Of course, he doesn't have a lot to act on. A lot of it, most other things, except for the Blue Fairy and Strum. There's some characters, but most is CGI, and a lot of what uh, Tom Hanks' Geppetto is interacting with is a CGI cat, a CGI fish. I thought it looked cute, but some have criticized it. So yeah, I didn't quite hate it. I can't overstate that. Of course, the animated version is better. So if you're gonna watch a Pinocchio movie, choose that one. This version here is longer, and that's because it inserts a lot of things. It actually inserts a whole new character that doesn't really serve any purpose. That is where we get movies that feel long because they feel bloated, they feel artificially inflated, and we get this whole new characters that needs to be introduced, and she needs to um, do her things and have her lesson, have her own little story arc next to Pinocchio, so that increases the runtime. And I mean, I don't hate the character, I just don't see it. She has any purpose. She makes a little case. She's a ballerina, but she needs a prosthetic leg, or she has a metal skin, this metal armor, something on her foot. I guess it's deformed or something. I don't know how to say it. It's a good intention. I can see it touching. She's there to tell Pinocchio that even though he feels different from normal people, he can still achieve that as noble. But in the original, that message still came across very nice. It didn't need this character to teach Pinocchio that, and there's some of that along the way in this movie, but it just feels bloated. It's not, doesn't add anything. Jimmy Cricket looks weird. Of course, we're dealing with live action, so all the even though it's mostly CGI anyways, but it's going for photorealism. Pinocchio gets off okay. Jimmy looks weird because they're leaning into him being a real cricket. I was not a fan. The music is there. It's pretty much the same, of course, with orchestra, and and it's still good. Of course, it's still good. It holds up amazingly. This is some of the best music that Disney ever made that's been connected to a movie. Like they even took When You Wish Upon a Star, it grew bigger than this movie and became more synonymous mostly with the whole Disney empire, let's say. So the music is there, and it's still good. Yes, absolutely. The blue fairy is there, of course, and she's another human. And I wasn't quite sold on the performance, mostly the vocal performance. Yes, she sings When You Wish Upon a Star, and it has high notes. I can't do it. A lot of people can't do it, but that's why it takes talent and practice. And I didn't feel that this blue fairy could do it much either. And somehow she also, I think it was like performance, personality, the way she read her lines. She seemed more grounded, and if that's what they went for, fine, you achieved your goal. I didn't like it. A lot of the mystery was sucked out. She was less mystical, less said, like she's it's pretty much implied, if it isn't canon, that she's the star, a wishing star manifested and brings Pinocchio to life. I do not believe that this blue fairy is also the star, whereas in the animated, I did. Otherwise, story-wise, it's mostly like beat for beat, sometimes scene to scene, shot to shot, a remake of Pinocchio. You will get that, down to some of the gags with Jimmy. Some things are added, most of the things that are added, like him riding a rocket for one play, I didn't like it. I actually, of course, I was younger, but I found the Pleasure Island things were more scary back then. The transformation scenes and all that was more. I think it's still more scary, more well done in the animated version. Um, so you get the, that hasn't changed, and I think that's by design. I can't really fault it for that. One change is that Pinocchio has this first day of school. You know the story that he gets distracted by this fox and cat, which now that I think of it makes it weird in a world where a talking doll is essentially like it's a big thing, and wow, we can make money of it. But there's also a talking cat, and or he's not talking about a talking fox with fingers that's really human. It's weird that he should be quite as insentient as way. But yeah, and Jimmy Cricket is also more acknowledged by other characters. Also a talking cricket, interesting. What I wanted to say, in this version, Pinocchio actually gets to school, and then the teacher kicks him out. I was really weird. It made me feel sad. And I gotta give a shout out because before making this, between watching the movie and recording this, I watched a video of a YouTube called Captain Midnight, and he's so on with his comments and his observation. I'm not really good at that. I can't really pick up on the subtleties that much. I think he points out a lot better, like saying this, for instance, when Pinocchio actually makes it to school, that takes away Pinocchio's choice, because in the original, Pinocchio chooses not to go to school. Here he goes to school, gets rejected, and then he can go to Pleasure Island. And I'm not always good at picking up on these subtle difficulties, or at least recognizing them, spotting them, and identifying them. But I think we all kind of, in what do you call it, in the back of our head, feels them, and makes things not work. So a shout out to Captain Midnight's video. He's very good on critiquing this movie, and his comments in that video, Captain Midnight's video, is spot on as well. I also didn't realize, and there's nothing wrong with that, but in this movie, they need to escape by having Pinocchio deliberately lying so he knows grows, and that is a gag in Shrek. Where Pinocchio lies about wearing ladies' underwear. I forgot about that part, even though it's funny. Yeah, it's well pointed out. It's hilarious afterwards. Thinking about okay, now it's a real thing. Yeah, no, a lot of things. So, bottom line, this is definitely not the worst. And none of the Disney remakes are the best. Well, maybe you could say Maleficent took something and did something with the other ones are retelling. They are making bangs. Like, we are gonna see it. We already seen them lining up. The Little Mermaid. There's gonna be more. I don't know who has any pleasure in those. This one was just not bad. Let's put it there. And for Disney remakes, that's good. That's a bit sad. But hey, thank you for watching.